Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be working on this 1969 beach bomb, Volkswagen beach bomb, side loader beach bomb. We're also going to be talking about the acronyms that the beach bomb is known for, the RLBB, the transitional TLBB, and this one, the side loader, SLBB. So here you can see that it came with one original damaged surfboard. Original surfboards are kind of flexible, they're not rigid. Here is the base or the chassis. So using my automatic center punch, I'm going to be very careful. I'm trying to get it as centered as possible. This will serve as a guide for the drill bit, so the drill bit doesn't wander all around. There, I think I did a very nice job. Now the rest of the video, I'm going to speed it up. It actually took me close to 30 minutes. I wasn't in a hurry. I was being very careful. The posts on this Volkswagen, they're very thin, and I did not want to damage it. So I'm using a 1/16 drill bit to create a pilot hole. I'm not going to drill all the way down. I just want to drill past the chassis. So now I'm using a 9/64 to remove that outer edge of the what used to be the rivet or the button head. And now I'm using my center punch. I hit it and everything comes apart. I've said it before, I don't like to pry on these cars because the chassis or something will break or it will bend. So I'd rather do it like that. The force of the center punch not only will create another dimple, because we still need to drill to create the hole for the screw, but it will make sure everything comes apart nicely. So this one has brown seats. These were available with white, or it's more like a beige or off-white color. Those tend to be a little bit more expensive. Here's a quick look inside. You can see that this model has some numbers on those pockets. You can see that on those on the pockets it does have some flashing, and this is what prevents the reproduction surfboards to go in. Later on I cleaned this just for that purpose, just so I could use reproduction surfboards and they could go in and out without any problems. Notice how this windshield has two little nipples there that connect to the seats. Everything is connected. It does not have the holes for the surfboards inside, or like the rear loader beach bomb. So now I'm going to continue drilling. The rear loading beach bomb, there's two variations, but we will talk about that later on the video. I will also have a link down below to a website where there is a lot of information regarding this model, the beach bomb, the rear loader, transitional, and the side loader. So I'm using the 1/16 here to continue drilling. And remember, this is sped up. This took me a long time. I'm not in a rush. And you can see that I also use I put down 2 baby wipes as it helps to collect all the debris, all the metal debris. So now I'm using a bottoming 172 tap. Bottoming means that it has a flat tip. That way it could go all the way down to the hole. Now before stripping or painting the model, I like to test and put it all together just to make sure I don't have any problems. You can see that the post expanded when they created that mushroom post, so I use a Dremel and one of those tips to grind out just a little bit, just so it go back together nice and smoothly. Testing out with one of the 1/72 screws. So here it is, painted rose. I used the Redline Shop base coat and then the Redline Shop Spectraframe rose. The windshield all nice and restored. I have a complete video on how to restore windshield. These are cap-on wheels, so you use your X-Acto knife there, just take them apart, and it's just clipping the new cap-on wheels on. I'm using Bright Vision Deep Dish reproduction wheels, which are my favorite. Big fan of the Deep Dish. All right, let's go to the table. All right, so let's take a quick look at what we started with. It was all there, at least. The windshield wasn't cracked. It was missing a lot of paint. It used to be Spectraflame Olive, but this is the final product. So I went with Spectraflame Rose, which is one of the most rarest color. Reproduction surfboards. I think it came out nice. Here is an original one. I don't think the boards are original, but they are old. They're pretty much scuffed up too. So it goes good. It looks good with the original model. You can see this one is bearing style, one of the first editions. This one is cap on. And then I managed to do another one. You notice something different? The color of the windshield. There is a web page where it talks about the rear loader beach bomb and the transition into the side loader beach bomb. And on that website you can see pictures of what they call a SLBB, transition loader beach bomb, which is this one. But let me stop the turntable here. Notice how the back here is straight, but this one has the back bumpers of the rear loader beach bomb. The windshield is not blue. It's kind of a clear smoke windshield. By the way, that windshield was made by Second Chance Redlines, scredlines.com. You could order that part. Right now I think he only has the blue one on the website, but you could ask, he'll probably make it for you. And this antifreeze color, it's one of the pictures there. They call it a transition because of the window. And on that website, you're going to learn that the rear loader beach bomb, even though it says Hong Kong, just like this one, see where it says Hong Kong right there, they were actually made in the United States. They were first made here, and according to that website, they made the rear loader beach bomb, right? And that's when they realized that it wasn't going to fit in one of those booster for the tracks. So they stopped production right there, and then they started creating this one. So the first models were created here in the United States, and then they shipped the mold over to Hong Kong, and then they started making them over there. So you can see this one, I try to do it just like the most famous Hot Wheels. On that website, you're going to see all that information concerning the rear loader beach bomb, the available models, the ones that they know that exist, and the variation. For example, this is what's called a long hatch. You can see this line here reaches to the brake lights. Their first models, they're called short hatch because this little piece here ends on top of the brake light. Now this one, I made it just so it could look just like the Bruce Pascal rear loader beach bomb. And maybe you haven't noticed why that beach bomb is so expensive, and it's because it's also a transition piece. So this one is what's called a SAL replica, sloppy ass reproduction. So they basically, back in the days, the company Bright Vision, they made a copy of the rear loader, and they got sued by Hot Wheels. And then another guy, nobody knows who he is, copy from the Bright Vision, and then he had these done. The way you can easily tell them is the color of the windshield. This is completely transparent. Bright Vision glass is not completely transparent. It does have a little bit of smoke, just like the original. You can see that this one has lines here on the roof. The originals don't have these lines here. And the original rear loader does have the slots, so you can slide in the surfboards, right? Another clue here is that this reproduction is chrome plated. Bright Vision models were never chrome plated, and this one over here, you can see it has a few mistakes. You see where it says Matteling. So it's supposed to be Mattel Inc. It has a G, and down where it says US and foreign, it says instead of O, FO, it's FT. I've seen a lot of these go on eBay for a lot of money because people don't do their homework. I saw one go for $1,400. It was crazy. This used to cost $20. when it first came out. $20. The axles were crap. This one has original axles, which I took from a donor car. That's why it's not wobbly. But the original ones are crap. This one, it comes pre-drilled, and the hole is very big. You can see I had to use 256 button head screws just because the hole was already pre-drilled. I would have liked to use 172, but it is what it is. And notice that this one doesn't have the counterweight, right? So most beach bombs, the early ones, are like this. This model right here, I'm using a Bright Vision base. So with the Bright Vision, there's two models. They sold one already painted, and it does have letters, right? You see that semicircle on the original one. And this looks like a D, backwards D. Here it looks like a D. On the original one, it goes all the way around. Now the kit that they used to sell comes with this base, which doesn't have almost any letters, but you can see that they did spell foreign the right way. So for this model, this is what I did. I used a Bright Vision base just to make it look like the transition prototype model. And then this base is what I use for this one. This is why the Bruce Pascal Beach Bomb is so expensive, and it's because it has a side loader base with the counterweight, and it has side loader. This one should side loader windshield. Now these windshield are exactly the same. This one looks darker because it has dark interiors. This one has the white interior, makes it look a lot more clear, but they're the same thing. If you look at pictures, I'll leave a link down below of pictures of the original one. You can kind of see that area right there where you can still see the lines of the side loader beach one, and you can see that this one doesn't have the slots for the surfboards. This one I made it to look very similar to the original one. The original one sits just like this in an angle where the front is lower. Check out the bottom. Original rivets. And I left a little clue in there. If you use a magnifying glass, you can see my logo. Let me see if I can get better lights. Well, it's going to be very difficult. Oh, it's there. It's very difficult for the camera to see it. So you can see this one, I didn't shine it. I just left it so it would look original So here it is. Make sure you do your homework. You can see I put bearing style wheels. These are original bearing style wheels. They're not reproduction. And here they are. I also made the box. Even with the slots here for, pretty sure Bruce Pascal had this box made, or his box made, just to show it off. Alright, so that's gonna be it. Remember, I'm gonna leave the website down below if you want to go read up on the beach bomb. Thank you for watching. Peace out.